Listen to me carefully. The breakup hurt you once, and that's okay. But the thing is, your brain may be hurting you every single day. And this is the part that nobody talks about because right now you think that your suffering comes from your ex, from what they did, from the betrayal, from the way they treated you, from the way your relationship ended. But in fact, a huge part of your suffering is coming from what your attached brain is doing with the breakup. We're playing the last conversation over and over again, watching their story while stalking their social media, asking the mutual friends that you have if they met someone new and how they are doing. And then you start thinking, maybe I should have answered differently. Maybe if I said this instead of that, they would have stayed. Maybe if I did things differently, the outcome would have changed. The conversation ended weeks ago, but you're still having it inside your head every night. And some of you are binge watching tarot readings every night. Your ex heavily regrets letting you go. They are the love of your life. They are coming back to claim you, mama. And you're sitting there like, oh, I knew it. They were coming back. You watched 37 videos until you found the one that explained what your attachment wants to hear. And I'm not attacking tarot or spirituality. I am attacking the way you're using them to avoid reality. Realize that it is not helping you heal, it is keeping the attachment alive and feeding it. And attachment is like a drug. In order to stop being addicted to the substance, you need to stop consuming it. And the substance in this case is everything related to your ex. Conversations, pictures, their profile that you may keep stalking. Even the fantasy that they may be suffering without you can become a drug. And then you wonder why you can't detach and you keep taking that attachment as a sign that they were the one. No, you can't detach because you keep taking another dose. What if they come back? What if they never loved me? What if I never find someone better? What if they are happier without me? Just stop. What are you doing to yourself? You are making yourself suffer even more. The relationship ended once and it's over, but your brain keeps ending it every morning, every afternoon, and every night. Right now, your brain is attached, and an attached brain does not show you reality. It shows you fear, it shows you rejection, it shows you only the good memories while hiding the disrespect. It turns one person into your only chance at love. It turns being single into a tragedy. It may even turn the breakup into proof that you're not enough. Then that same attached brain keeps creating negative thoughts and you keep believing them every day, which is why I'm making this video. It's not only about getting over your ex, but it's also about not letting your brain use your ex against you. You need to learn how to feel an emotion without obeying it. You need to learn how to think about them without stalking their profile. You need to learn how to miss them without contacting them. And how to allow pain to pass without giving it another story. We often think that our suffering comes from something that is outside of us, but the event happened once. The problem is that your brain keeps replaying it. Your brain keeps you waiting. Your brain keeps you hoping. Your brain keeps you replaying. And your brain keeps you attached, which is why today we're gonna break that cycle. Not by suppressing your emotions, but by taking your power back, because currently you are attached mentally and emotionally. So we need to start detaching you decision by decision and habit by habit. And let me start by teaching you exactly how to never get over a breakup. Take notes. Number one, stalk their social media. Check who they followed, analyze every song they post, and if they blocked you, create a fake account. Congratulations, you just took another dose of attachment. Reread old texts, but only the beautiful ones when they still wanted you, and ignore the fact that for the last months you were begging for the basic communication. Numéro 3. Look at your old pictures. Zoom in. Cry. Another dose. Very good. Number 4. Talk about them every day. Make every conversation with your friends about your ex. If the subject is the global warming, say, oh, you know who hated hot weather? My ex. And finally, put them on the biggest pedestal possible and keep convincing yourself that they are the love of your life and your only chance at love. Your dream person, because your dream person is making you confused and crying alone and sitting at home watching a video called Breakup 101. Is that your dream person? Because if that is your dream person, then we need better dreams. Oh, but why am I still attached? Well, because you are practicing attachment every day on them. So now let's get to the fun part related to how to actually get over a breakup. From the moment you watch this video until the moment you completely move on, I want you to keep asking these two questions. Who am I becoming and what is within my control? Repeat that after me. Who am I becoming and what is within my control? And these two questions are the game changer because right now you're most probably obsessing over questions that give you absolutely no power. Do they miss me? Are they still thinking about me? Did they find someone better? Do they regret losing me? I don't care. I literally don't care. And you need to stop caring too, not because you never loved them or not because your relationship was never real, but because none of those questions is within your control. You can't control another person's mind and you can't force your ex to change, so stop trying. And you also can't convince someone to choose you and to love you correctly. Because maybe they heard you, okay, but they don't care or they do not have the emotional capacity to give you what you need. But you also need to stop explaining why you deserve basic respect. I always say die single before you beg someone to love you. I mean it. From now on, we focus only on what belongs to you and is within your control and what is healthy for you. Your attention, your environment, your habits, your decisions, your thoughts, your standards, your healing, your future, and the person you're becoming. Now you're gonna tell me about Riri, how do I feel ready to move on? And I'm gonna tell you a truth that may upset you. You do not feel ready to move on. Feeling ready is often an illusion. Some of you are waiting for a magical morning where you wake up and finally feel nothing. When I stop loving them, I will delete the pictures. When I stop thinking about them, I will unfollow them. No, it does not work that way. It works backwards. You become ready to move on by deciding that you will be ready in 10 minutes and starting to move while it still hurts. You delete the pictures while you still want to see them. You unfollow them and block them even if it hurts and it feels wrong. Because the right decisions never feel right. Moving on is a decision, okay? You're never gonna feel ready to move on. You breathe and you decide, this relationship has hurt me enough. I will no longer continue helping it hurt me. You decide, I may still have feelings for this person, but I will not keep abandoning myself for them. And most importantly, you decide, my emotions can take their time to move on, but my actions are starting moving forward today. You do not have to stop loving someone before letting them go. And for some people, letting them go is the first loving thing you have done for yourself in years. Now, maybe they betrayed you, maybe they cheated, maybe you wake up, you find that silence, you reach for your phone, and you feel that pressure. Food starts tasting different, music hurts, even your bedroom and your life start feeling empty. And I feel for you, but believe me, you will survive this. And believe me, one day you're gonna look back and you're gonna say, I'm glad it ended. Not because the betrayal was good and not because the disrespect was acceptable, but because losing that relationship forced you to stop losing yourself. Now, the first part of healing is acceptance and grief. Never fight the emotions that you feel, okay? Cry. Be angry. Accept that you still miss them. Admit that you wanted it to work. Admit that there's still a part of you that hopes they come back with apologies. You are allowed to feel everything, and you must feel everything because doing otherwise is unhealthy. But you are not allowed to let those feelings control your behavior. If you don't let yourself feel your emotions, cry, be angry, you're never gonna move on. Sometimes getting over a breakup is crying 250 times over 4 months. But that also means that you have to cry 250 times in order to move on. Not 249, 250. Every time you feel your emotions, you listen to them and you tune into your body. Your emotions are real and that's good, but they are not always instructions. And stop believing that this person completed you. You are not half of anything. You were whole and complete before they arrived, and you will still be whole and complete now that they're gone. Heartbroken does not mean incomplete. Grieving does not mean you're missing some piece of you. They did not take half of your soul and run away with it like the music you listen to says. And they did not take you. You're still here. So now we establish the rule that will change so many things. No contact. And no contact means no contact. No messages, no checking their profile, no talking about them to mutual friends, no accidental likes, no posting something specific related to them thinking that they may notice, no birthday message secretly designed to reopen the door. All the gifts they gave you, even if they have value, they need to get out of your sight. If you can't get rid of them because they have big value, just put them somewhere where you can never see them. Because every time you see something related to them, your brain is gonna start replaying the memories and you're gonna feel emotional. And as I already said, being attached to someone for a while does not mean it's a sign that they are the one. And there is no closure, okay? Closure is something you give yourself. You're not gonna have the final conversation and the final paragraph with them. They don't have anything to give you. If you want closure, journal about everything that happened in the relationship and the way it ended. Write down your emotions, write down the circumstances, write down what they said, put it all down on a paper. If you share work, children, property, and unavoidable communication, communicate respectfully and practically, but emotional access, done for good. And also mute them and turn off all of the notifications if you cannot block them. Because leaving their notifications on is teaching your nervous system that the moment they text, something important is happening. So you keep expecting another text. And that's teaching you that that person is still important to you. And that hoodie that still smells like them, wash it and then donate it. But stop wearing it every night and then asking me, why do I still feel connected to them? Well, because you are wearing the crime scene. Also, don't voluntarily go to places where you know you may see them and you try to wear something specific to get their attention. No, that's also teaching you that that person is still important to you. And detachment is action. Detachment is taking action in a different direction. So the places where you can avoid not to go, like nightclubs, parties, bars, and where you know you may see them, just don't go. Don't do it for them, do it for yourself. Because you cannot keep reopening the wound and then complaining that it's not healing. Also, avoid the songs that destroy you. This is not the period where listening to sad songs that talk about, oh, how I can give my soul to you, how if we go down, we should go down together, how we should fight for our love. No, avoid listening to this type of songs because songs are affirmations. If you constantly keep listening to songs with affirmations like, I would die for our love. I will give everything to you, where your subconscious mind can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not. So you will act like someone that would actually fight for their love when there's no love to fight for. Avoid your favorite restaurant. Avoid the movies that you watched together. Avoid making their favorite food and then getting emotional. Because all of these things are emotional self harm and not nostalgia. Because the way your brain works is very tricky. Your logical mind already accepted that the relationship has ended and that they mistreated you, but your emotional mind is very slow. It takes a lot of time to process what the logical mind has already processed, and that's why getting over a breakup takes some time. The emotional mind is not that smart. It replays affection, it replays the kisses, it replays the conversations, the jokes, the good moments. The emotional mind can replay one random Tuesday where things were good and where you were both happy and ignore 6 months of anxiety. Believe me, your emotional mind is a terrible lawyer. That's why I tell you not to act on your emotion. Your emotional mind is also the part of you that thinks the relationship can have a second chance, that keeps telling you, oh, maybe this time it's different, maybe they are the love of your life. When you get a thought about, oh, what are they doing, and you catch yourself thinking what they're doing, instead of falling in that thought loop, reframe the thought, notice the thought, tell yourself, oh, okay, thought, I see you. This is a thought that I'm thinking. This is not real. And so redirect your attention. Also, something that can be very helpful in this is practicing mindfulness meditation every day, because it will give you a distance between your thought and the moment you notice that it's a thought. Because sometimes you can spend an entire day thinking about them if you don't notice that it's just a thought that you keep playing. So turn off the CD and get that thought out. But yes, as I was already saying, your emotional mind is attracted to what is familiar, and familiar is not always healthy. When you start noticing your thoughts and trying not to let yourself become your thoughts, it will start getting easier and easier every day. Don't worry. You will start detaching little by little and seeing things for what they actually were. So when your emotional mind starts romanticizing them, say to yourself, I am not this thought and I am not going back. And yes, it's so simple, but it works. Now let's do something that is also simple, but that will help you a lot. Take a pen and a paper and write them a letter, but we're not sending it to them. And put everything inside that letter. The disappointment, the anger, the confusion, the questions, everything. Even if you want to insult them, write it down in that letter. The things they promised you, the things you wish you said, everything. Put everything inside. And write about every moment you abandoned yourself in order to keep the relationship, and make it very honest. Make it very personal. Like, I said yes to you when I wanted to say no. I accepted the disrespect because I was afraid of to lose you. And don't you dare make the letter beautiful, because if you make it beautiful, it's not that authentic. Maybe it will take you 20 pages to write it all down, make you angry. Maybe you will start crying in the middle of doing it, but believe me, it's gonna help you a lot convince your brain to see the reality. Because writing things down is a way to help your brain process things that have happened, and it also can force your brain to see the reality. Because for some of you, you have dealt with narcissists, but you are refusing to see it. And also, every time you think of texting them, write them a small letter. Because your emotions need to go somewhere, they need to be expressed. Holding your emotions is not healthy. That's why I told you to grieve. But it also does not mean that your emotions need to go to the person that created them. Also, if they reach out to you, or if the urge of reaching out becomes too overwhelming, use the 3-hour rule. Put your phone down, breathe, tell yourself that you are safe. Keep breathing slowly and keep telling yourself, I am okay and I will be okay. This urge is not an order. This is just a desire and it's not a command. I do not have to listen to it. My wound wants to react, but my secure self can choose. And then wait 3 hours, simply. In those 3 hours, keep living your best life. Walk outside, shower, connect with a friend. And after 3 hours, you're gonna see things more clearly because you're less emotional. So then ask yourself, will contacting them protect my peace or just restart my pain? And you already know the answer. Also, rebuild. Find a new hobby, learn a new skill, find a better job, work on your finances, improve your nutrition, change your style, start that business that you told yourself you were going to start 3 years ago. Book the trip, date yourself, take yourself to the cinema. You spent months studying someone who could not love you correctly, so now study yourself. Who are you? What are your values? What are your standards? What are your non negotiables? What are the red flags that you do not tolerate? What do you enjoy? What do you want your life to look like in 6 months? What are your dreams outside of being chosen by someone? Every time you teach your nervous system that you are actually fine without them, without their validation, without their attention, without their presence, you are actually healing and detaching. Also, don't jump into another relationship just because you hate being alone. Getting under someone else does not automatically get you over your ex, and it is also distracting you from the parts of you that need healing. And it's also a very, very immature and unhealthy move, so don't do it. Don't use another innocent person as an emotional pain medication. Heal first. Reconnect with yourself. Being single is not a disease. And being single does not mean you're less valuable than someone who has the perfect relationship. Stop letting society's pressure decide for you. Because right now you're experiencing pain and you have a lot of negative energy. So it's an amazing opportunity to rebrand yourself. So try to put that energy in use in a good way. And also don't blame the circumstances. I believe that things happen for you so you can learn more about yourself and progress. Like you either win or learn from situations. So ask yourself, what did that situation and this breakup teach me? Study it literally. What red flags did you ignore? What disrespect did you tolerate just because you were afraid of losing them? What parts of yourself did you make smaller in order to keep the relationship? Turn the breakup into information, turn it into data, turn it into wisdom, turn it into power, and get more knowledge because knowledge is power and knowledge can protect you from low quality situations. Learn about detachment, learn about discipline, learn about relationships, learn about mental health, learn about your body, learn about your mind, business, money, spirituality, religions. And be careful, the goal is not to make your ex regret losing you. That is still making your life about them. The goal is to connect so deeply with yourself that whether they regret it or not is irrelevant. And also keep in mind that healing and getting over a breakup is not linear. You will have a lot of these moments where the emotions are going to come back, but use the methods that I gave you in this video to move forward. And always keep this in mind. Getting over a relationship and healing from a breakup is often 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Yes, keep repeating those 2 questions. What is within my control and who am I becoming? And no, you did not lose the love of your life. You just found the person who you should have never abandoned in the first place. You. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.